special builds here for Spiny?
Yeah, I've been working on a lot of stuff recently.
Hey everyone, welcome to the second week of the King of the Hill tournament. I'm here with Ketroc. Thanks for joining us. It is Ketroc's spot tonight up against Spiny. Spiny, the champion of last week, taking out Strelok in a long, arduous battle. So how are you feeling? Confident?
I think so. I've won most games now against Spiny, but it's always flipping back and forth between us.
Yeah.
We're pretty evenly matched,
So did you catch much
so
of
it'll be interesting.
did you catch much of Spiny's win last week?
Um, yes, I caught at least one of the games.
Yeah.
It was to be expected. Not the strongest matchup for a Straylock, and Spiny's a powerhouse. So
Yeah. Seems to have very
yeah,
good TVZ. Pretty much like one of the main things about Spiny I find is he tends to use almost every single unit in the Zerg arsenal at some point or other. It's
yeah, he's gotten good with it too.
yeah,
Alex007, who's a Russian YouTuber, as big as Husky, but just for in Russian language. He did a video of Spiny versus Micro Machine, and he was actually doing stuff like knurling the battle cruisers of Micro Machine, and then like Yamatoing Micro Machine's units, and then teleporting the battle cruiser into his spore crawlers. Oh, it's beautiful late game.
that's brilliant.
Spiny's really
Yeah,
good with all the spellcasters.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It's something that bots need to get a lot better at, I think, if we're going to compete with the pros. And something really tell like the difference of the top bots up against some of the lower level bots.
Yeah,
Which,
especially with Zerg. I mean, if you're going like Roach, Ravager, Hydra, that can only get you so far. Once you start facing those big death balls, like Zerg needs the spellcasters big time. You need the Vipers, you need the Infestors.
yeah, and
So it's
obviously
important for the late game.
your bot is pretty famous for using spellcasting, and certainly on the Ravens.
Yeah, yeah, it does the Mass Raven. I gotta work on that build again. It was kind of like just like a proof of concept, and then I gotta get back to it.
So
There's
yeah.
some there's some optimization I can do to it to make it a lot stronger, I think.
So have you brought in any special builds here for Spiny?
Yeah, I've been working on a lot of stuff recently. Main thing is I can make cyclones now, which is probably mostly a bad thing versus speedlings, but you might be seeing some. I'm not sure how I have the
Yeah.
um, selection of strategies versus Spiny. We'll have to see how it goes.
So
But
how did you kind of work it out? Because like the King of the Hill tournament, we've been talking a lot about. Do you go for the immediate kind of like snipe builds, or do you go for the kind of like I want to stay on top of the top of the hill for a long time? I've got to make a more generalized build because you've got a good base there already. So how much do you modify that to particularly snipe Spiny?
well, I created like I have a bunch of different strategies, and I just create like a cycle. Like if I lose a game and I'm facing the same opponent in the next game, then let's try the next strategy. So that's sort of like a general way I have of flipping between strategies for best of series. I also have some specific snipes based on the opponent ID. So like Micro Machine, I like to do like that bunker contain, for instance. So that code is probably still in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got some stuff set up for probots, which may be visible in this King of the Hill as well.
Don't give away too many secrets. And
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet Micro Machines already working on solutions to your bunker rush, so that's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, he already smashed it.
Yeah,
But he when he smashes it on the ladder, he does it by saying, "Okay, I'm going to do proxy cyclone." That's what he says. But then he just immediately, without scouting, rushes a siege tank. So I think he just beat it by hard countering it. I'm not sure if what he has will work in a best of series or not. We'll have to see.
yeah. Well, maybe he might decide that you are worthy of the challenge next. There's a open invitation for him for the King of the Hill whenever he wants to take it up. So um, I'm not sure if Unusual or Raf are in chat. They might be able to take you up on the challenge. But
Yeah, yeah. Take your
that's
time, Micro Machine. I don't need you in there, unless I lose this week, in which case go nuts.
yeah. Um, which just brings us back to tonight's match. Spiny, as we were saying, defeated Strelok 3-0 last week. It was a really fun series, even though it was a sweep for Spiny. So anyway, I guess...
got a nice variety last week.
Yeah. So let's get into game one, I guess. You got that ready?
Yeah, ready when you are.
Cool.
And one not so unique feature anymore, but something we're seeing in both these bots is that both bots have a speed mining technique where they don't decelerate the SCVs as they go from the patches to the command center. So you can see both bots are already in the 4-figure APM, even though the game just started.
Yeah. It's something that was originally designed by Scarlett on her bot. So, yeah, it's a very, very nice tactic. I think it's an extra like 5%-ish, isn't it? Something like that.
Possibly more.
Yeah.
I mapped out around 7-8%. Someone else said 10%. Yeah, depends how perfect you get it, I guess.
It's certainly well worth doing.
Yeah, it was a pain to do it. It was a pain to do it in a low APM way. Because the way Scarlett did it, just clicking every single frame for every single worker, that would not work as you go up to multiple bases and get up to like 70 workers.
Yeah.
You would get the too many actions bug if you did that.
I mean, you'd be up on sort of like 100,000 APM, and that's just from mining.
Yeah.
Army.
I think she gets up to like 45,000 APM just on one base.
Oh,
so
that's...
yeah, multiply that by 3 base, and
yeah,
you are going to bug out.
It's pretty crazy.
We do have a pool for or a command. Sorry,
pool for
what the heck is that called? A hatchery first out of Spiny, followed by a spawning pool and gas.
Ketroc is just going for the early eBay.
Yeah, I like my planetary fortresses. So we're going to PS the natural like a noob.
I mean, you say like a noob, but given the aggression that Spiny likes to show, it's not a bad tactic.
Yeah, there's many advantages to it. It allows you to survive without much of an army. It allows you to tack up really quickly and still be safe. And if you're doing a gas-heavy build, it's not too detrimental. But, of course, the major downside is just the lack of mules.
Yeah.
And Terran is so reliant on mules for economy.
Yeah, you've got one out up here in the orbital in the main, so it's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I do it on the human ladder as well, and I get pretty high ranked with it, so
yeah.
It's what I'm used to. You know, it's kind of what I'm known for, so I got to put in my bot as well.
Yeah.
Same reason we made the Ras Raven build.
Yeah, Mass Raven's good. So yeah, I guess on ladder, this deals with a lot of early aggression that you're likely to see from just random people you run into.
Yeah, and it allows you to go command center first, so you can get your 4 gases really quick, which is nice for my Mass Raven build. There's a lot of advantages to it. There's just the massive disadvantage of no mules.
Yeah.
But anyways, pretty early third base out of Spiny.
Roach Warren on the way, so looks like we're getting the Roach build from that.
Yeah, I mean, nothing aggressive. I don't think we're going to see his Nidus Roach play or his Burrowed Roach all in.
No.
But yeah, definitely Roaches and Ravagers are probably on the menu.
Yeah. So
that said, he does have an Overlord hanging out at the top of my base. So perhaps there's Nidus in the future.
That is a perfect position.
beating Spiny's Nidus build is something I wrote so long ago that I don't even know if that code still functions or not.
I'm guessing he updates a lot of his builds, so um, yeah, it's possible. But yeah, you've got sight on that Overlord now, so in theory you should be able to be able, at least spot the Nidus if it's coming very quickly.
Beautiful map coverage by Spiny.
Yeah.
Got nice Overlord placements, Ling's out on the map. Oddly, he's checking everything except for the third base that a player would typically take. Okay, never mind.
No,
There
it's
comes in
got
his
a
worker now.
yeah.
Or a Ling.
So interestingly, he's up to 64 workers already, which is quite a lot at this time. And you've got a couple of cyclones coming out.
Yeah, so I'm actually going 2-fact Cyclone, I think, which probably means I left a testing build up here. I've just added a Cyclone Micro, so I don't really have any strategy built for Cyclones yet of like when to make them or how to make them or what compositions to put them in. But I just wanted to test out the Cyclone, so I just spam a bunch of Cyclones into my Mass Banshee build and we'll see how it turns out.
Oh, looks like it's doing okay so far. And against roaches, it's actually pretty good. But there's a few links there as well. But yeah, I don't see many roaches being built at the moment from Spiny. Maybe I'm missing some, but it seems to be mainly just things and queens at the moment. Yeah, so this could actually work quite well into the Cyclone build, I think. Ooh, and the Overlord gets away on 2 health. That's one more than you need.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I consider Overlords because my Cyclones seem to be ignoring them somewhat.
Yeah.
So maybe I just don't consider them a target. Or maybe when I see an Overlord, I try to send Vikings to the Overlord and then I ignore it. But since I have no Vikings, like nothing's actually happening.
Yeah.
I also notice I'm locking on to creep tumors, which seems very wasteful.
Yeah, it's not the most efficient use of the Cyclone lock-ons. But I do like the Raven running around with the Cyclones just to pick them off.
Yeah, I think my code is like, oh, it's an armored target, so I get double damage because of mag field. So yeah, definitely got to lock onto that. Juicy target.
Nice Banshee harass here. I don't think the Banshee's going to be able to get a lot done though. Wake up, Viking pilots. Well, it's found a nice little slot in the corner here where it can get away from the spore.
Yeah, kind of a little boxed in because of the detection radius of that spore and the queens nearby, but
yeah,
he's distracting the queens at least. I guess that's something.
Yeah. So I think we're seeing a little bit of action all around the map as these cyclones run around. Some nice. I mean, you're getting some nice lock-ons on the queens, but they're just about managing to survive at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like a Ling Hydra squad has made it out on the right. Seems like he's going to be bypassing the base so you can kill quickly. And moving on to a planetary. I don't think Lings and Hydras is going to work well versus a planetary, though.
Not good, especially with
more Hydras.
especially with the SCVs to repair there. It is taking out a fair few of your workers, though. But no, I think the repair is just too much on this one.
Looks like I'm adding on missile turrets. I wonder why. What do we spot? Oh, a Spire.
Yeah.
Okay, Muta's actually being produced at the moment.
That's probably not the best against cyclones.
Yeah, doing a good job of an Overseer and a Muta just to take out the
taking out that
harass
base.
Banshees, though.
Yeah. So some nice damage here on the right. As the workers just stream into their deaths. A few cyclones are taken out.
Yeah, Spiny losing his third, not looking in good shape here. That puts him back to 3 bases and distance mining to his third.
Yeah, and
Being a base behind a Terran is never a good thing.
it's not really a safe space to be distance mining over here. As we see a few Banshees down on the left. Yeah, I do like the micro you've got with these cyclones.
Yeah,
I think,
it bugs out a little bit with the Zerglings.
yeah,
I kind of have code where it wants to kind of like curve around the enemy so it can end up getting behind it and flanking it. But with speedlings, it just ends up driving in little small circles and getting
yeah.
stuck. So with the melee range, it's a little
Oh,
is not very good.
but almost taking out this third here. Oh,
Oh yeah, it's very low,
yeah, that's
down to 150 hit points at the moment.
if that Banshee can get a couple of hits on there, that might just do it. But I'm
Yeah, I
guessing
think my
it's
banshees probably prioritize drones.
yeah,
Actually, no, the banshee harassers they do consider the value of the targets and how many hit points it has. So it might
yeah.
actually decide to go after that hatchery instead of the drones.
Ooh, that would be a juicy target right there. So yeah, long way up at the moment. You've now reversed the worker lead as well. It looks things are looking pretty dire here for Spiny, I think.
Yeah, I mean, oh, okay. I was about to say, like, Ketroc didn't look too rich, so maybe the unit's loss tab is close, but no, it's not looking good at all.
No, it's really
Spiny
not
is
looking.
in rough shape.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I'm only just taking my 5th now. I don't really have many macro orbitals, but
yeah.
I must have been losing something, but not really.
That's one thing that's really become your trademark is just shoving down loads and loads of orbitals everywhere. Uh, you might as well, I guess.
Yeah, my builds are all very gas heavy. If I
Yeah,
was making a lot of Hellions or Marines, obviously I wouldn't be doing that. But
yeah,
you can't just float 13,000 minerals, right? You got to put it into something. So for me, I just make orbitals, and then I have a lot of options with scans and calling down mules on my opponents and all
yeah.
sorts of things.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, I think it is looking pretty dire. They have the fungal on there, but you got a few Marines out there. They're not having the best of time of it. But
Yeah, those are actually just same Marines from the very beginning of the game. I think once I get to a certain supply count, I'm like, okay, throw those things away.
yeah,
So I send them out on the offense.
might as well.
But they're handy for like setting up expansions, even like 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, yeah, it gives you a
Those
little
annoying
bit.
little Zergling blocks and stuff, they can help deal with that.
Gives you a nice little bit of defense. Some less targeting on the Queen there.
I mean, Spiny is stabilizing a little bit. He's kind of like I used to be up and right in his face. Now he's pushed me back. He's taking his 4th again.
He still has a lot of creep spread there, but he needs to get more bases, I think. It's going to be difficult for this base to get up because this Mutilus just isn't firing for some reason.
Oh, well, no moment. He has no detection, but
Ah,
now the
yes, of
Overseer's
course.
there, so it's runaway time.
Sorry, I thought that Spore was going to see it. But no, that's a bit further out.
Even as a speed Banshee, that Overseer is able to keep up with it
Yeah,
for the most part.
that's quite good.
Cyclone's falling to a few Hydras, which are pushing out and going to be challenging the 3 o'clock base.
Yeah.
However, with that many Cloak Banshees and no detection,
Oh, that's going to be nasty. If we get an Overseer over here, then Banshees would be dead, but unfortunately, I'm just walking into the planetary like that is not going to serve him well.
yeah, I'm not sure if these Cyclones have been doing well versus Zerg, but what it has done is I think it changed the game plan out of Spiny. A Spiny, I'm used to seeing like a bunch of Bailings and Infestors, and he really tries to just plow through a planetary fortress and then build up again and then plow through another one. This
Yeah.
game has been like I've seen no Bailings, some Mutas, and just Ling Hydra for the most part.
Yeah,
So Not something that can really threaten these planetary fortresses.
The mutants really haven't been getting a lot done for him either. Like, normally you'd expect to see them just trying to roam around killing off workers or something, but I've not really seen a lot of that.
Yeah, well, I think he's gotten good value because he's only made like 2 of them, right?
Yeah,
So they're just to clean up the Banshee harass, and
yeah,
they're doing their job. I mean, yeah, if you're going to make a Spire, maybe you should also make like a group of 12 mutas and try to get work done on the other side of the map.
yeah,
But if we're just making 2, they're doing their job.
yeah. So another base goes down for Spiny. And this one's still under attack.
Yeah,
There's a
the
little
mass
bit of
orbitals are in effect. You can see the
yes.
the spam of
There we
blue on the
go.
mini map.
Well, you do have about 2,000 spare minerals, so you might as well do something with them. Yeah. I think Spain's going to try and come down and take this base at the moment, but there's just not enough units there, and too many cloaked banshees and no detection. And a few auto turrets go down as well.
Yeah, the other thing that's missing from Spiny that I've noticed when we in our previous matches from like Probots is that he's not making as many overseers either. He used to have like 5 with his main army, so the idea of sniping his overseer to allow my banshees to get work done was almost impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a few
Now he's got like
around.
1 overseer, and it's usually dealing with the banshee harass, so the main
Yeah,
banshee squad gets to kill all the hydras for free.
yeah. So I think users might just be able to take him out before he gets out of range. Just about, I think. Oh no. Run straight into the missile turrets, and the Vikings are going to deal with that. Yeah, so I think now
Yeah.
your bot's
200
about to
supply
push.
against 65. No
Yeah,
4th base for Spiny.
your bot should push him for the death push pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, they're getting distracted a little bit by these Zerglings that are running away, but yeah, the killing
Yeah,
blow is right on the verge of happening. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. There's just 30 workers left. There's no minerals left here, and just 4 patches there. And even the third is running out pretty fast.
I missed it, but all the creep spread disappeared on the left as well.
Yeah, I think
So
that
Ketroc has
was.
been able to take over the entire map now.
Yeah, I think that
Third
was
base
your
goes down for
Ravens.
Spiny. That puts his mining basically to 0.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you haven't split up already, I think now's about the time.
Yeah, I think we can. If there are no objections, we can kind of speed up the death push.
Well, one final attack into a planetary here. Let's see, we got like 8 Hydras and an Investor. 10 Hydras maybe.
I might actually take that out. No, the Banshee's going to come back and kill it. But yes, so you're up 1-0. Nice start there. I think Spiny will have some different tactics next time, though. Spiny is known for having lots of different tactics, so yeah. Yeah.
He's got a lot of strong 1 base builds as well, so
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some in there that can tear me apart. I'll have to see if they're going to
Well,
be
we'll
used or
see.
not.
But yeah, you said that was more of a test build than the actual build that you had in. So, but the Cyclones seem
Yeah,
to
I think I
actually.
took out the 2 factory Cyclones for Probots.
Yeah.
So I notice here he's still making 2 factory Cyclones. So all my builds are going to be very Cyclone heavy, I guess. Which
Yeah.
I guess, that can be good or bad.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the fence on how well the Cyclones are doing.
Yeah,
But,
it seemed to go pretty well in this game anyway.
yeah. Definitely versus Terran, they're a necessity almost.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, they in theory they're very weak against the Zerglings, but in this game they seem to go pretty well. So next up we have Submarine. Let me go when you're ready to go on that one.
Yeah, whoops. I'm in the wrong folder.
That does help.
Just give me a moment here.
Yep, no worries.
This one replays multiplayer.
There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure what Spiny might have in
Moment.
store for this time, but pretty much guaranteed he'll do something different.
Yep, just loading up the game now.
Awesome. But yeah. So I think once it gets to the stage where you end up with like 20 orbitals sort of like on the floor, I think that's pretty looking good for you there.
Yeah. For the first time ever, I got to spam mules in Micro Machines bases. I've never beaten Micro Machine in macro games until very recently.
Nice.
So that felt good.
You should have just kept him on the hook and then just kept spamming them just for the.
Yeah, he's such a sore winner too. He's like, "Don't you think you should be leaving the game now? You have no bases left." It's like, "Shut up, Micro Machine." Okay, I'm good to go when you are.
All right, I'll put the capture on. All right, going. Should be ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Up in the top left. 1-0 up. It is Ketroc.
And in the bottom right of Submarine, we have the returning champion. It is the Blue Zerg, Spiny. With his 3,000 APM.
Well, to be fair, you've got 1,500, so half of that.
We gotta show APM tabs more often on our botcasts.
Yeah, we should do.
Even if our bots are dumb as bricks, we can still say, "Hey, 5,000 APM." Mario can't do that.
Exactly.
Cyril can't do that.
Not sure about Cyril, but So
hunting around for proxies is
Yep. Do you have any?
I'm not sure how he figures out the pathing, but he always seems to cover like everything close to his base.
Yeah.
You can never really hide a structure in there somewhere.
Do you have any possible proxies programmed in? Or you?
Yeah, I do like a soft bunker contain versus Zerg. I think that's one of the optional builds. Sometimes it works versus Spiny. I think I tried it twice in the last tournament though versus him, and he caught it both times.
Yeah.
But it's it's not a large investment. It doesn't really matter too much if I lose it.
Yeah, he's got quite a good scout pathing, as you were saying. So doing any kind of proxy against Spiny is going to be very difficult.
Plus the overlords.
Yeah.
Like as they're crossing the map, they might catch the position you're building the barracks.
So it looks like you're going for pretty much the same build as last time with the eBay straight up. Going into Cyclones. And Spiny, we don't really see a lot of differences this time either. So I don't know. But a lot shorter map, so that could prove a very crucial feature.
Yeah, very similar. Hatch first, pool gas.
Probably going into Roach Warren pretty soon.
Yeah, not getting that crazy fast third hatchery that I've seen out of Spiny in previous games. He used to do that versus me, and I'm like, okay, he's being so greedy, I'm gonna make a 7 racks Marine all-in build. And then I did that, and he could still hold it with his 3 hatch opener. So I'm like, oh man, he's good.
Yeah, that's
as soon as he spots those Marines, he's like immediately dumping down spine crawlers and like, getting at the roaches.
As long as you have a fast reaction to that, you can sometimes hold it, but you have to be good.
It's hard to beat these top bots. They have many different scenarios they have already have worked out.
Yeah.
These veteran bots.
So there's the third going up now, but that's... So yeah, it's a pretty fast third, to be honest.
Yeah, this is a very good timing for a third base. But I've seen him have extremely greedy timings for a third base, which often, works good versus my bot. I'm making a planetary at home. I'm obviously not killing anyone anytime soon.
No. No, that's about as defensive as you can get. And it does make it very difficult for Spiny to get in here, even with any Zerg things or anything like that, to really do any damage.
Yeah, you're certainly not busting through a planetary before the 5 minute mark of the game or something like that.
No.
You want to do a one base attack against this, you need to, bypass the PF by running up the ramp or dropping into my base or Nidus Worm or something along those lines.
Yeah. So there's a Roach Warren going up. Last time, Spiny didn't actually use any roaches, I don't think. So maybe I'll make more use of it this time. Burrow being researched.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense if he's building his composition based on what he sees.
Yeah.
Roaches are obviously very bad versus cyclones, very bad versus banshees. Ravagers maybe probably aren't that much better.
Yeah.
Whereas hydras are pretty good versus both. Hydras shoot up. Hydras are not armored, so they're decent versus both cyclones and
Yeah.
banshees.
Yeah. So
Again, really nice coverage on the map there. There's no taking a base without Zergling seeing it.
it's 5 minutes in, and he's pretty much got every single base covered and a decent amount of creep spread right there. So it almost looks like he's trying to build the creep highway right across your base. Not sure if that's the plan. But
Yeah, you know what I haven't seen for a long time is every once in a while a Zerg player would pull out a build where they would rush layer and they'd preset all of their overlords into like a line across the map. And then as soon as layer finishes, that you make all the overlords poop creep, and then you can just walk the queens right across the map to your opponent's base.
That's what I was saying. The creep highway, it's a really good tactic if you just want to rush straight in.
A lot of Zerglings are being extra annoying now as they are blocking the bases with Burrow.
Yeah. There you go.
Spiny is the master of us.
You got the Raven over. I'm not sure it was a great use of the energy to drop the auto turret there, but it worked.
It's what I've coded.
Yeah.
It's much easier to deal with blocked expansions with just one unit, so that's how I'm doing it. To send the Raven over, and it will deal with it with auto turrets.
Oh, this poor queen.
Creep tumors. Yeah, I just noticed a creep in my main base. I'm like, Nidus. I'm like, I didn't hear the scream. Just a pooping overlord.
Yeah. Is that something your bots react to if they see it in their own base? It's like, do they immediately think Nidus, or is it just something you haven't coded on that?
Oh man, I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't think I try to anticipate a Nidus at all. I think I just have code to react to it. So as soon as the Nidus is placed, charge some SCVs, bring whatever army you got, and try to take that thing down.
Yeah. Some nice little Banshee harass. Some nice lock-ons on these
in danger here to these cyclones.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of queens going down.
But Zergling's coming to save the day.
Yeah.
Getting some nice surrounds, and unfortunately running away. Speedlings are so good versus cyclones, they don't have support. That's too bad.
Yeah. Yes. They're picking off a few here though, so that's good.
Yeah, got a nice batch of them. I think that's what, 6 or so dead cyclones. That's quite an investment.
So I think you've lost 5 so far. From 5 queens as well, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I think Spiny would be better off trying to build more into air units like muters and possibly even corruptors for the banshees. But
yeah, I think corruptors is something. The decision making could be hard on it, but I think it's probably the next thing that Spiny really needs.
Yeah.
Spiny's anti-air is very heavily reliant on its spellcasters, which means sometimes when he gets facing a bunch of battlecruisers or a bunch of banshees, he just doesn't quite have enough to answer the anti-air.
Yeah.
And corruptors are
about
good at that.
The best, probably the best anti-air unit in the game. Yeah. Yeah, Spiny this time picking up a lot more of the Cyclones, so it's looking a lot better for him than it did in the last game. But are you going to go transfuse? No. Oh, poor Queen.
Yeah, these poor queens wandering out on creep, off creep. I mean,
Yeah.
every time I look at a base, I see a Broad Zergling and an SCV standing next to it.
There's a few.
I guess with all these cyclones I'm building, I don't have the resources to build many ravens, so they're being stretched to deal with all these stupid Zerglings.
So yeah, I would definitely say that Spiny is having a lot better game this game than he had last time. So there's definitely a nice patch of Cyclones running around though. Yeah. I think Spiny just needs to throw out more and more Zerglings.
My cyclones actually never auto attack. I think creep tumors and Zerglings are exceptions I should probably have for that.
Yeah.
So right now, like my cyclones run out, they spend all of their lock-ons on creep tumors, and then they get surrounded by speedlings.
Yeah, there's not much they can really do about that if they can't auto attack. But there's a nice little bunch of Zerglings coming into the base at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we do have a Banshee up there to defend, Planetary on the way. The Marines are still in the area as well.
We'll lose a fair few workers though.
Yeah.
Cyclones eventually
Which is fine
come
at
back.
this point of the game.
Yeah.
Early game losing workers is terrible, but once you can build like 7 workers at a time with this many command centers, then who cares?
I mean, you're
It's
both
just
up
like
in the
losing a Marine.
80s.
It's just 50 mineral cost.
Yeah.
Early game, it affects your economy so drastically that losing workers is terrible. So many lock-ons.
Oh. Yeah. I think we're going to see a big attack here. But those Cyclone lock-ons are pretty good against the Hydras.
Yeah, I mean, nothing there to do the double damage of Magfield, but, you know, just the ability to kite up to 15 range or whatever it is
Yeah.
makes them just strong as a kiting unit.
It's pretty huge. We see a big attack here at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's looking close.
I think he'll get it. I think that's going down.
There's only
just
3
about.
SCVs repairing at the moment.
Yeah.
4. Yeah, he's good. He's got it.
Yep. Oh, some nice ducks there on the Cyclones as well.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
That's 3 of them
Yeah,
going
this is
straight
very
down.
much like Battle Mech in human play,
Yeah.
where the Terran player with Cyclone Hellion can do well for so long, but once Infestors or Vipers are on the field, like it's just the end of the Cyclones.
Yeah, it's very difficult to
You gotta
kite them with
fungal
that.
them and then get them, make it so they can't kite anymore. Or you can yoink them in with the Abduct, and you get killed for Abduct.
So yeah, I think if he gets this base, should be put down to 3, but I don't think he'll get this base. No, it's not looking good. There's a lot of SCVs there on the repair.
Yeah, a couple Banshees to reinforce as well. Cyclones are helping out. Yeah, just not going to be enough firepower, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If that went down, this game would be very much in Spiny's hands.
Yeah. I
Oh
think.
my gosh, that Zerglin blocked the landing. No, it didn't. Yes. Command center's down.
Oh, just about.
Yeah, very even.
Yeah,
Ketroc getting back to 5 bases to the 5 of Spiny. Spiny is well up in supply at the moment, however.
yeah, this is going to be a close game here. Especially the Zergling harass at this base here is pretty immense.
Yeah, and I think like the really high value part of the game for Cyclones is over if the Abducts continue.
Yeah. Yeah, those ducks from Spiny were pretty devastating. And now we've got loads more Vipers coming in, so it's going to get very difficult, I think. And it's going to come down to whether he can take this base as the planetary He's going to get a lot of repair. As you say, you normally do end up floating a lot of minerals, but ooh, nice little cancel on the base there.
Oh, getting a bunch more abducts. 3 more cyclones just dropping in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
What's he up to now? 5 Vipers? Although just lost 2 of them to Vikings. Yeah, those abducts are going to get so much value.
Yeah, so it's really going to come down to a lot of the Banshee harass, I think. And how much detection Spiny has. I think he just needs the Overlords. Overseers, rather. Come on, Spiny, where's your Overseers? Oh, there are some over there, but they're getting taken out by the missile turrets. Oh, that is... that's a big loss there.
Yeah. I mean, they got to spend their energy and pull in a bunch of units, but I think he lost all but 1 Viper, I want to say.
Yeah. It's also very much...
He use, oh, he does. So he uses Consume to reload them. Very good.
Yeah.
Is there anything Spiny doesn't do?
No, I don't think there is. Apart from have enough Overseers, he just... and again, flying the Overseers into the missile turrets and getting them taken down when having that to take out the Banshees is pretty much essential, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like, if a Banshee is in your base harassing on its own, you kind of want to put the Overseer right on top of the Banshee.
Yeah.
But when you're facing mass Banshee Viking, you probably don't want to be flying the Overseer right on top of the Banshees. You're just going to lose it to the Vikings.
I see a fair amount of harass here. But...
yeah, looks like Spiny's on the defense for the moment, although he is trying to establish a 6th in the lower corner. Able to get a Spore started so that Banshee harass won't last forever.
Yeah, they're pretty slow at taking down buildings, Banshees, but unless you've got a lot of them. Yeah.
There's that single Muta and Overseer combination again for the Banshee harass.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
It's a good way of taking it out, but it doesn't really work if you have a lot of Vikings and things like like you do there.
Yeah, but for the most part, he keeps them back. I don't really see them getting them anywhere near the Vikings for the most part. They're just mostly just to respond to those little Banshee harass single Banshees. I was going to say Corruptor would make more sense, but with speed Banshees it doesn't, because Corruptors are too slow.
Yeah.
So Mutas are faster than speed Banshees, so they can kind of keep on top of them.
Yeah, I think Overseers can just about keep up as well, which is useful.
Yeah, not quite, I don't think, but with the pathfinding on the Banshees, they're always wiggling around, not flying in a straight line, so it ends up that the Overseer can catch up, because the Overseer will chase in a straight line. A big attack, and a planetary does go down.
Yeah, I think it's just about going now. I think I saw a message from your bot saying it was using extra SCVs to attack. So I'm not sure if that's...
Yeah, that's a bug.
Oh.
It believes that there's nowhere left to put SCVs, so he's just going to add them to the attack army.
Ah.
Like, if every base is taken,
yeah,
and every mineral patch is taken, then I think I start throwing away SCVs.
You might as well throw them into battle.
Yeah. Looks like, even though it made that statement, it's not actually doing it. So
yeah.
That's a good thing, because there's, obviously more bases and mineral patches remaining.
Yeah, I can't see any SCVs with your army at the moment. Although, it might not be a bad idea to have some to repair the damaged units.
Yeah. I have a little repair bay back in my main base.
Yeah.
You'll notice Banshees go back there to get their energy back, and injured units go back there to get repaired up.
It's always good to have. I think also some Ravagers coming out now. That's going to be... I'm not sure how useful that's going to be at the moment, though. Because you've still got the Mass Ravens, Mass Cyclones. with Ravens and Banshees. They're not well known to be countered by Ravagers.
Yeah, you got pretty spread out there. Unfortunately, I think you lost a lot of key units.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ketroc is looking pretty good at this moment. It was very close for quite a while, though.
Yeah, certainly a lot closer than the first one.
Losing the 6th base, losing the distance finding workers, getting the creep pushed back. Still yoinking in all those cyclones, just knocking out 5 of them, just like nothing.
Yeah, certainly getting a bit of value on there, but overall, even with that, it's still a long way behind at the moment.
Yeah. For me, I'm just thinking of like strategic decisions, which I don't have with cyclones yet, and
yeah,
maybe once you see an duct, that would be a good time to turn off the cyclone production, maybe get some more banshees and ravens instead.
Yeah, yeah. The banshees are doing so much work for you, and obviously the auto turrets with the ravens.
Yeah. If I can just keep diving in and killing the overseer, and then there's a field day for the banshees.
Yeah.
Not sure what happens. Spiny usually has so many overseers that doesn't work. Not this time.
No,
I did notice my Vikings get lost sometimes, or are flying really deep into enemy territory, and that actually allows them to kill off some overlords. That it's kind of like a good bug.
Yeah. The undocumented feature, you mean?
Yeah.
So I think he's going to lose his 6th again.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
That's one thing cyclones are great at, is killing structures.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance.
800 damage over 14 seconds. Like, even 2 cyclones can kill a hatchery.
Yeah.
And if you have 5 cyclones, you can kill it really quickly.
And, obviously more is better. So I think
4th base going down now for Spiny.
Yeah, down to 53 supply for Spiny.
Almost non-existent.
Yeah.
Down to 500 minerals a minute, 0 gas per minute.
There's a small attack up there.
The 0 gas is a nice feature. You can see Spiny has a nice gas bank, so he moves all of his workers to minerals when he doesn't need the gas anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that a lot of bots don't do, but you can see the difference in the top bots. And I do like all your mules down here. I'm not sure how many mules you have. Let's have a look. 24 mules. Not bad.
Yeah, once you see mules falling down in your base, you know you're in bad shape versus Ketroc.
Alright, I think it's probably about time to fast forward this, if you have no objections. Yep. So yeah, a nice win. 2-0 up. Looking good. Let's see if Spiny has anything else up his sleeve.
Yeah, a little surprised he didn't switch up strategies after losing one match.
Yeah. I think the problem was maybe that the strategy he had was a reaction that he'd done to a specific build, so he might not be able to do anything else. We'll see anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of bots say, like, okay, if I lost versus this guy, switch my strategy to, cheesy strategy 1, or whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, but that was a lot closer game than the first one, definitely. For a long time, that was very close. But so there is a chance that that can actually beat it. But let's take a look at game 3 then.
Rasper says this version only has 1 build enabled.
Okay. Well, like I said, the second game was a lot closer, so we don't know. It's possible that he might get lucky and might have some variables in his favour. We'll see.
Yeah, I think if he has a strong economy going into the mid game, he'll probably tear Ketroc apart.
Yeah.
Because, if he can maintain that 6-7 Vipers and the good army to go with it, he'll just make all the cyclones disappear time after time.
I think,
The problem is he was going into the mid game pretty far behind, unfortunately.
yeah. I think the other problem that he had is obviously not enough overseers, um, not enough detection on the Banshees. If you can get that, then it will be a very different game, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, into game, ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm good.
Just waiting for my thing to update. Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in the bottom left. It's our champion looking to come back from a 2-0 deficit. It is Spiny.
And in the top right, it's me. All right, so yeah, I mean, part of the reason for the overseers lacking too is I do have code in my Vikings to dive
Yep,
in and snipe the overseers.
yep.
My Vikings are very suicidal in that manner. So, yeah, so I think he's making an overseer, and then when it dies, he replaces it. It's just not enough to do it like that though,
Yeah.
because it doesn't survive long enough.
So interestingly, in the chat, like maybe it says the blinding cloud on the planetary will make a big difference. I'm not sure. Does blinding cloud affect repair work from SCVs?
No, but it'll
No.
keep the cannon on the planetary from shooting.
Yes.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it'll make the cannon melee range, so it can only shoot
Yeah.
zerglings.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So that would make a big difference. But I think like again, having all those SCVs on repair is pretty much essential on that.
Yeah, I mean the damage output from a planetary fortress is basically the same as one marauder. So the damage output is only good if you're getting a lot of splash damage out of it. So against something like Ultralisk, for instance, it's almost completely useless.
Yeah. But yeah, against the Zerglings, it'll absolutely rip through them in no time.
Yeah,
So
it does have high armor as well, so Zerglings don't even really damage the planetary.
yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of the power of the planetary fortress is that, it's this high threat priority, so it soaks up a lot of damage, and then you can repair it, so it lasts forever, and then hopefully you got enough of an army to help assist.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, you're never taking out planetary with Zerglings.
no, it's
They're
very,
just their
very
damage per
difficult.
hit is too small.
Yeah.
You can with Hydras and Roaches and basically anything else.
Yeah. Anything that isn't meleeing them down at almost no damage.
Rasper doesn't know his own bot. This is not a one strategy build. I didn't even
no.
notice, but we have a Ravager Rush, one
Here
base
we
Ravager
go.
Rush coming.
It should be fun. He hasn't still on one base. Yeah, like you said, this is a very different strategy than the first one. So
And this is probably the first time ever we've seen a Cyclone opener out of Ketroc versus a Ravager Rush from Spiny. I don't think it's ever happened on the ladder or any other tournament. So,
well, this should be good. I think you've got a decent counter build, but let's see. It all comes down to the execution.
yeah, planetary, it'll probably finish. I could lose a lot of workers at this time. Marines can maybe distract him for a little bit. Planetary will finish.
But I think that the Ravagers are probably going to get up the ramp, negating the
If he
whole.
wants to. He wants to kill that worker, which means he's taking even more hits.
Oh, this is not looking good. But
I mean, 8 workers for 3 Ravagers. That's not terrible if he could transitions immediately. But no, he's coming with more.
Yeah, he's just getting more and more Ravagers at the moment by the looks of things.
And this time we have a completed planetary. A couple Marines back. Still no Cyclone on the way, though. It has really stuffed the economy of Ketroc, losing those 8 workers.
Yeah, so more Ravagers coming in. I think this is not looking good for Spiny. He's just cycling these in one by one and losing them. It's not going to be easy to get anything done from here, I think.
Yeah, not looking good. I am happy to see a different strategy out of Spiny, though.
Yes.
Even though I don't think this would be 100% win rate for Ketroc. I think Spiny would take some games with this strategy. I just don't see him winning 3 in a row with that one.
No, especially on a short
Same
map.
strategy from game 1 and game 2.
I think if you're on a lot shorter map and get here earlier, you've got a possibility of taking out a lot more workers there, and possibly even preventing the planetary from getting up. But no, it looks like just a constant feed in here, and there's no movement towards the second base here from Spiny either.
Yeah. I would guess that he may transition at some points. I've seen Spiny's all-ins before, and he does transition. I don't think it'll help at all, though.
No.
He's just so far behind at this point. Like, I don't even like it's like pick your poison. Do you want to keep funneling in Ravage to your death, or do you want to transition when you have no chance in a macro game?
Yeah, like
Cyclone is out now as well. That'll be very helpful versus this.
yeah. So you see, you keep going down. Yeah, 16 workers to 33. It's definitely not looking good for our champion.
Rasper says this build has never been enabled versus Ketroc. So, based on that alone, we know that there's no anti-planetary game plan for these Ravagers.
Yeah.
Like, let's just stay out of range and bio the planetary, or let's try to bypass the planetary and go up the ramp. If this was never intended to face my bot, then that's almost certainly not built in.
Yes, biling down the planetary would work occasionally, but yeah, it's not this time. And I think we're still getting to a critical amount of cyclones here.
I don't think my cyclones like moving out without an air unit.
Yeah.
Because when you lose vision, the cyclones kind of suck. So you want something to give like that high ground vision and that vision on the other side of terrain.
Yeah.
So I think my cyclones will stay on the defense until it gets like a Raven or a Viking or a Banshee.
Yeah, we're seeing that a couple of starports coming out, so it might not be too long.
Yeah. The problem is I think it prioritizes building from the factories over the starports, and my economy is so small, I'm not sure if it's ever going to build a starport unit. Maybe.
It started on the Raven, so it should be good.
I know my bot will not max out without a Raven. So at some point there will be an air unit and these units will cross the map.
Yeah.
That would be funny though if I just sat on the defense and never won the game.
I mean, we do have an hour-long timeout on these games, so hopefully we won't hit that.
But that said, the economy is strong enough now that it can support double factories and with a Raven and Viking on the way.
Spiny with 2 bases.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, there is that transition. We do have a hatchery out of Spiny, and he's switched to Zerglings.
Yeah, but still only 16 workers. Yeah. And no research on Zergling speed. Oh wait, he is researching.
And with that Raven out, here comes the kill squad.
Yeah, I don't think Spiny has a lot of chance on this. It doesn't matter how many lock-ons you use on Zerglings.
Yeah. I mean, Cyclones are terrible versus Zerglings, but they're faster than Slowlings. So without the speed upgrade, which is only 1/3 of the way complete.
There's the auto turret there to deal with a few of them as well.
Yeah, oh, they are fast on creep though.
Yeah. But Zerglings are going straight past the Cyclones.
I mean, some of them fighting down at Spiny's third base there, but
so we will just see your victory lap here, I think. Let's start moving in.
Certainly looking that way.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any Zerglings left even. Zerglings going in to attack a auto turret is not the best use, I think, at the moment.
My bot is prioritizing building defensive liberators right now because that's what's important at this point in the game, is getting up a strong defense.
Yeah. I think it could just stop building anything altogether and probably still not have any problems. So yeah, I think we can fast forward this now, I guess. Even though the Cyclones are going back to deal with a single Zergling. But yes, GG, congratulations, you are now our champion. Rasper will take the single week prize ball, which is only $10, but it'll start racking up if you get a few more wins. I'm currently unsure of who your next opponent will be. So it's a choice between probably Micro Machine, depending on if Micro Machine wants to come on and face you, or I think the next bot on the ladder is Fidelina. So that will be, so what was the name of the bot now?
Dominion Dog is what he
Uh,
goes by. Yeah,
so
Spidolina has a bot for every race
yeah,
now, so
so I
you
think
couldn't just go by Fidelina for all of them.
yeah, I think the one that was second next up on the ladder was the Protoss bot, which is mixed breed. That's the one. So
Mixed breed, no, that's his random bot actually.
oh, okay, that's the random one. Ah,
Yeah, and that bot does beat Ketroc, so it all
ah.
depends on the randomness, I guess.
Yeah, another Java bot as well. So the
Yeah,
Java
it's
bots
been
having
really
strong
handy
showing.
having Fidelina on the scene to someone to discuss
Yeah,
things with.
yeah, yeah. No, it's been good. He's been ripping up the scene quite a bit. But yeah, congratulations to Spiny anyway. A single week as the king of the hill, but you know he'll be back. Obviously,
Yeah.
we'll have a 10-week period where he can't challenge, but after that, I'm sure he'll be next in line. Uh, Micro Machine, Raf, and Unusual. If you're out there, let us know if you want to come on and challenge the champion at any time. Otherwise, I'll get in contact with Fidelina and see if we can set up the challenge. Um, so yeah, um,
Trying to remember what I have yesterday compared to today. It's funny how like 1 day difference can make a big difference.
yeah,
But I
definitely.
think it's in an okay shape versus Micro Machine. I would have liked to have had some of today's changes I did for ProBots, but we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, and it'll be fun. But yeah, come back and join us next week, and hopefully we'll also get one of the other authors on at the same time, which will be fun.
Yeah,
So we'll
good
get a
time.
bit of back and forth.
GG Rasper.
Yep. So thanks everyone else for joining us. Thanks Ketroc for coming on. Awesome bots. Congratulations, you are now the champion. Um,
Woohoo.
and we'll see you all next week. Catch you later.
See you guys.